Mudboy! What's up? I'm Trent Windsor. We're here in search of the perfect shuffle. It's time for another segment of clearing out the archives where I shuffle my music and whichever album pops up, that is the album I review song by song. If a song is more than 50% skippable, if I would skip it more than half the time, I say get rid of it, not worth your time. If a song is less than 50% skippable, if I would listen to it more than half the time, I say it's a worthy addition for your perfect shuffle. Last time we shuffled our music, and the album that popped up was Mudboy by Sheck Wes. Sheck Wes is an interesting success story. He started out with three big passions: basketball, fashion, and music. He was a star player on his high school basketball team alongside Bamba, who's now an NBA player, but he skipped his playoff game to be a model in Yeezy Season 3. In the end, he chose music, and he's now signed to both Kanye West's Good Music label as well as Travis Scott's Cactus Jack Records. So, does his music justify his choice of passions? Let's find out as I review his debut album, Mudboy, song by song. Song number 1 is called Mind Fricker. Yep. It's a very dark, atmospheric beat with some very crisp trap percussion. Nothing that's breaking the mold necessarily, but still very wavy, I guess. There's these little murmurings and moaning ad-libs throughout the entire song. It really creates the feeling of mystery as well as danger, giving it a very gritty feel. And then Sheck Wes backs it up with some pretty decent flows. Once again, nothing that is so crazy that you need to write about it in the newspapers, but it's still interesting, it's still enjoyable to listen to. Like I said, nothing incredibly special. I would say this song is 40% skippable. Song number 2 is called Live Sheck Wes. This one is a real solid trap banger. It's got the type of bass that'll blow out your windows and really annoy your neighbors. Super heavy 808s. It's very braggy, overly confident, energized. You know, exactly what you would hope for from a good trap artist. It also comes with this very funny and somewhat outrageous music video where he and his crew rob small gas stations and stuff. This song is hard, fast, effective, and really shows off some of the best attributes of Sheck Wes and his music. I would say this song is 30% skippable. Song number 3 is called Gmail. The beat on this one kind of sounds like Tron, very dark, very neon. One thing that I find interesting about the lyrics in this song is it explains why he uses the B word so much. He says it's the only word where he can really feel all of his anger. It does show that he's a little bit more thoughtful about his words than some other people. The verses are honestly fine, they're okay, but the best thing this song does is it creates an atmosphere, a vibe, a mood, if you will. I would say this song is 35% skippable. Song number 4 is called Wanted. More fat 808s, very dark production. This is probably where his flows start to really feel stale on the album. This song's lyrics specifically are very simple. It's a pretty poor rhyme scheme and it gets kind of repetitive. So I would say this song is 60% skippable. Song number 5 is called Chippie. Once again, dark, spacey, trap beats. I guess the most interesting thing about this song is learning what the term chippy actually means. Chippie means to leave a party angry with the intent to smoke weed. The music video for this one is so strange to me. It's an anomaly. It looks very expensive and very nice, but only for about half the shots. The other half of the shots look like they were done by a middle schooler in their backyard. It's a strange dichotomy, and I'm not sure it works, but it sure is entertaining. I would have to say this song is 55% skippable. Just nothing that interesting, nothing that I can really hold on to. Song number 6 is called Never Lost. This one actually has a very clean, surreal beat, which is very cool. But here's the problem, is he decides that he wants to sing, and he sings very badly. He does have 2 rapped verses, but those verses both feel very improvised, very sketchy and thrown together. It feels like a wasted beat to me because I really do enjoy the beat. I'd have to say it's 70% skippable. Song number 7 is called WESPN. Honestly, it's a worse version of the previous song. There's no rapped verses, it's all singing, which is bad singing. I'd have to say this one is 80% skippable. Song number 8 is called Kyrie, as in Kyrie Irving. The whole time Sheck is just talking about how his skills are similar to Kyrie, but he never really comes off the basketball metaphor, so I can't tell if he's really just talking about how good he is at basketball, or if it is a metaphor for rap. It is the world's longest metaphor, and it gets really tired. This one I would say is 80% skippable. Song number 9 is called Mo Bamba. This was obviously the largest commercial success from this album. There's this cursed video of a bunch of children singing Mo Bamba at a trampoline park. The point is, it was popular. And it was popular, I believe, because it creates a lot of hype. It really does feel very energized and exciting. This is especially true with the big bass drop, as well as the bridge, which really hits hard. It is the best part of the song, best part of the album, honestly. It also has one of the best group hype videos that I've seen in a long time. I will say, in this song, he really went and said that he has so many flows and then used the same 2 flows for the entire album. I really do enjoy this song. I think it is probably the best thing on this album. I'd say it's 25% skippable. Song number 10 is called Burn Slow, Interlude. It doesn't sound like an interlude to me. It sounds like a full-on regular song, but it's a bad song, so I will give the benefit of the doubt to Sheck Wes and not give it a score. Song number 11 is called Jiggy with the Poops. You're making it hard for me, Shaq. This is a song about when his mom sent him back to Senegal when he was only 17 years old. Unfortunately, the beat is very uninspired, just atmospheric and boring, and the verses aren't necessarily compelling either. Half of them are in his native language. It's sad because I think this is a compelling subject matter for Sheck. I think that it would turn out really well if he put a little bit more effort into it or did it maybe a different way. I would say in this current state, though, it is 85% skippable. Song number 12 is called Frick Everybody. This song almost sounds like a parody. It's really that outlandish. He really does rhyme the N-word with the N-word. He talks about high-fiving women in bed, and he even imitates the sound his gun makes. I will say it's better than some of the very boring tracks on this album, but it definitely isn't worth keeping around. I would say it's 60% skippable. Song number 13 is called Danimals. More singing, which is very upsetting. Interesting lyrics. He says that her skin is like Danimals, which I can only assume means that it's either pink or blue, or like some weird shade of yellow, and like a little bit soggy. This song really is so boring. I would say it's 80% skippable. Song number 14, and the last song, is called Vediment Socks. It's got a very righteous guitar beat, which I think is pretty good for an outro. Leaves us on a positive and upbeat note. The thing about this is that all of the fire and the mystery and the grit of the first half of the album is pretty much fizzled out and gone by this point. This is one I would have to say is 65% skippable. Adding everything up, mathematically speaking, this album as a whole is 59% skippable. Sheck Wes really comes into this album with style and charisma, but he ends up leaving through the back door embarrassed. While he can bring the energy, he can create a vibe, he can do these things well, he also just takes a lot of breaks, takes a lot of songs off. Alright, let's shuffle our music, see which album I'll be reviewing next. Alright, we're just going to go into our music library here, go to albums, and hit shuffle. Nice. Next album I'll be reviewing is Father of the Bride by Vampire Weekend. Alright, if you like what I'm doing here, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notifications, go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about Sheck Wes and Mudboy. All musical opinions are valid, and I'd love to hear what you think. Please let me know if there's an album you'd like me to review. I do one fan request a month. Haven't had many requests recently, so your request will be first in line probably. I'll leave links in the description below for the music videos to this album, as well as links to my podcast, Music Meritocracy, and my playlist, Best of 2019, as well as Best of 2020, which is a playlist that I am updating constantly. I'm Trent Windsor, and this is The Perfect Shuffle. Ah, the essence of Chippie. Put that on the next Bath and Body Works candle. Essence of Chippie.